isn't it, to get together with your dogs and your friends and all the people that you can meet along the way, and I'm grateful that you're here. I wanted to say that welcome. This is my studio gallery, which means I work here on those tables where you see all the food. And then I also hang my own work. This is all my own work. And I like to work in acrylic. But I wanted to talk more not about my art, but about art in general and how to appreciate it. And I think sometimes it's difficult to understand if you've been in a gallery. Has anybody not been in a gallery before? Okay, then if you have been in a gallery, do you zip through it? Or do you just take your time and stroll through the gallery? There's a difference, you know. When you feel something and if you're drawn to it, it's really important to stand there and take it in. Now, some people are drawn to color. Some people are drawn to design. Some people are drawn to subject matter. You know, like dogs, for instance, like the one outside. I did that for fun, but I usually do abstract, but that one was a fun thing to do too. So, because I love dogs, but I don't have any right now. But I would like to know, what is it that catches your eye when you stand in front of a painting? Does anybody have any input on that? No? Okay. What?
Composition.
Beg your pardon?
Composition.
And I wanted to ask too, do you feel any energy when you're close by a piece of art? You do. I think that that's true too. If you're not zipping by and you're really feeling it, and you've been in a gallery that you like somebody does landscapes. David owns Method Gallery. It's a photography gallery over on Marshall Way. There are a variety of ways to appreciate art, and sculpture, wall art like mine, or even, there's a variety of things. I use metal, I use unstretched canvas, unprimed canvas, and so on. So it matters what you feel. You have to have the feeling, because guess what? You're not to match the sofa, you're to match who you are. And that makes a difference when you go out and want to purchase a real piece of art, an original piece of art. And how many have original art? Good, great. Because it's really important to have the artist hand doing the work on the canvas. You can see that I do layers, and layers on top of layers on top of layers. And a lot of times it doesn't feel right, so if I change one little thing, then I have to change the whole thing. And that's what happens when you get in that passion mode, that drivenness. Are you driven about your work? How many are driven by their work and feel passion for it? Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Because it's really important to have passion with what you do and to keep whatever hours. I'll tell you a little story. But first I have to tell you my background a little bit. I took an elective in drawing when I went back to college. Empty nest. And when I did the drawing, I got intrigued because it was different. So then I took more drawing classes and more drawing classes at the Art Center, Des Moines Art Center, which is world-renowned. They have the best, unbelievable abstract art you would see. So that's where I learned. So I moved out here and I became a professional and got in the New York City show in corporate collections and in galleries. And yet I am so very happy and blessed, and I'm grateful to have this place right here, to be able to talk to people when they come in and how they feel about art. And there's a lot of people that would like to be artists, and I always tell them it's not what you like, you are, because we're all creatives, right? Everything that we do is creative. And so I want you to be able to appreciate that part of you. Now, when I talk about art, I also talk about Claude Monet. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He was an artist, famous artist in France in the late 1800s. And his neighbor saw him one day sitting down, and he said, "Oh, Monet, you're resting." Monet said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm working." 2 weeks later, he saw Monet and he said, I see you're at your easel. I see that you're working." And no, Monet said, "I'm resting." And what that is that the passion is there, that we think about it 24 hours if we could. We're there, we're driven. And that's what makes having persons, the artist itself, their hand, and not having a print. I'm going to say boo on prints. Boo! It's so much better to have the artist hand and have that in your home and have that energy feel.